Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to go into chapter 75 of The Murder House by James Patterson and David Ellis, so let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click off the video now. You have been warned. Chapter 75. Noah Walker pulls his Harley up to the curb outside Jenna Murphy's apartment. The streets are still slick from the heavy downpour last night, his sandals squishing the grass on his way up to the door. He raps on the door and waits, adjusting the satchel over his shoulder. When the door opens, he sees the face of a ghost. Jenna's hair is matted and unkempt, her face drawn and pale, her eyes deep set and dark. A black Yankees t-shirt and men's boxers is all she's wearing. She squints in the sunlight, doesn't make eye contact with Noah. "You sure about Aiden?" she says as she turns back into her apartment. "Good morning to you too. He wishes he'd brought coffee. She looks like she could use some." The main room of the apartment looks like an office and residential quarters, papers everywhere on the desk perched in the corner, covering the floor and lining the walls, newspaper clippings, copies of police files scribbled over with notes and magic marker, post-its haphazardly stuck everywhere, organized in columns for the various victims: Annie Church and Dee Dee Paris, Brittany Halstead, Sally Pfeiffer, Melanie and Zach, Bonnie Stamos, and Chief Langdon James, her uncle. "You sure about Aiden?" she asks again, pacing the room, disappearing into her bedroom and coming out again. "Am I sure Aiden's not a killer?" "Yes, I'm sure. Why?" She shakes her head absently, still pacing. "I've been having these nightmares ever since I came here." "What kind of nightmares?" She throws up hands, like I'm trapped, enclosed, pleading to get out, and there's someone above me, a boy, reaching down for me, going to hurt me, and I'm begging, "Please let me go, don't hurt me." That kind of thing. That explains the sleep deprivation he's noticed since he's met her. She must have had a doozy of a nightmare last night, because it looks like she didn't sleep much at all. "Last night, Aiden showed up in my dream." "Aiden was the boy?" Noah nods. "That's because you have Aiden on the brain, Murphy. You think there's some meaning to your dream, like you're assuming the role of one of the victims, or you're seeing the future or something?" "How the hell should I know?" She's still pacing, then she stops and puts her hands on the wall. "Sorry, I don't know. There's probably no meaning to it. I don't know. It's just making you crazy," he thinks. She turns and looks at Noah, sizes him up, narrows her eyes. "What?" he asks. "The BB gun shooting at the school," she says. "Back when you were a kid." "Oh, come on, Murphy." "I'm shaking trees," she says. "You're what? Tell me." She walks around toward him, then stops short, her hands on her hips. She could practically fall over. "Someone did it with you, a second shooter, and then set you up to take the fall, and you let him get away with it. Some kind of code with you. Never rat out your friends or something?" Noah looks down and pinches the bridge of his nose. All these years, all the investigation that took place back when it happened, everyone was sure it was Noah and Noah alone. Nobody ever questioned that. Any evidence to the contrary was swept aside, and the unanimous conclusion was that Noah shot all those kids on the playground all by himself. Not until 16, almost 17 years later, when Detective Jenna Murphy from Manhattan came along and patched together a couple of interviews and some dry reports and reached a different conclusion. "If you're right," he says, "and I live by that code, that you don't rat out your friends, why would I rat them out now?" She works her jaw, her deep-set eyes burrowing into him. "What's it matter, Murphy? It doesn't have anything to do with—" "You were set up," she says. "You were set up for Melanie's and Zach murders. You were set up for the murder in the woods, the hooker, Bonnie Stamos. You were set up for my uncle's." Her voice falters. Her whole body is trembling now. She clears her throat like an engine struggling to start. "And you were set up to take the fall with the BB gun shooting." Noah shakes his head. "What happened in that schoolyard doesn't have anything to do with those murders. It was close to 17 years ago now. She doesn't need to know this. This guy is smart," she says. "He's careful. He might be deranged, he might be a schizophrenic or psychopath, but he does not make mistakes. He handed to us as a suspect. Shit, I almost shot you myself. I was sure you were guilty." That's true. Something he'll never forget, when she broke into his house after her uncle was attacked. "Look, I'm grasping at straws. I'm looking for anything I can," she says. "You said you wanted to help. You gave me this bullshit pep talk about—" "I do want to help." Noah slings his bag off his shoulder. "You didn't even ask me why I'm here. Remember the research assignment you gave me?" Jenna's eyes move to the satchel. "You found something?" she says. That is the end of this chapter. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.